welcome to my channel. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this. And today I'm making some more book page notebooks, but different to what I did the other week. I'm going to make a bigger one and a small one. I'll start with this one first, and I want 4 pages approximately. I'm not sure that's any good because it's come out of there. I need the full side, as that is going to be where it's bound, like that. And then I want 4 out of here. There's 1. This is a very weird book in that that is not the same size. Very odd. I will have that and that. Now, this is going to be the bound side. For this one, that's quite straightforward. But I need to get some papers together to go in between. So that's a good size, and it's got a nice patina on the back. So I think I'll use that way. It's 1. Should I have that sticking out that way? Why not? So I need to cut down there. Well, I'm going to tear. And some of this, some plain paper. Okay, as you can see, I tore that crooked, doesn't matter. That aside for the bigger one. And what I need to do is we're putting these in between these pages. I might need one more page, a book page. Yep, not that one. There we go. This one. Right. I may just have to cut this down a bit. I'll see. I've got to get all this lined up here at the edge. I think that's okay. And then we get our tiny attacher. So we have a little booklet like this. It folds over and you can write in it flat, and it's ideal for just slipping in a pocket in your journal. Now, I want to decorate it, and I'm going to cover up that, and I'm covering it up with some, I'm going to make this a floral one. Yeah. I don't mind that edge showing, it's quite pretty. And then just folding it up and bringing it around to hide those edges, to hide the staples rather, not the edges. Okay, now here I've got some scraps of paper. Ooh, roses. Could go down there, and then what I've got is some of these pretty I'm sure I've got roses in here that I say no and then I find something. Something like that. Have I got any bigger ones? Or, you know, a bunch. I've got smaller ones. Let's have a quick flick through. I couldn't find a bunch of roses, but I found this one that's slightly smaller, and I thought that could go over like that. And I'm just going to cut off there, so it drops down a bit to there. Okay, I like that. I will do the edges here. So just now, if you've seen my experience with these stickers, I can't possibly move that out of the way for the moment. Get the backs off them. I have a nightmare. Don't know why. I've got fingernails. You'd think they'd work, but they don't. So let me give it a try. Don't think it's going to work, but you just never know. Oh, look at that. I've managed that one. It must be practice makes perfect, mustn't it? Because I've managed that one as well. Yeah. And then I have these, as you can see, I'm trying to use up scraps. I have these. Now, what if I trim this down? Put that across the bottom there. Yep, I definitely like that. I've got lots of stamped fabric. I went through it yesterday. I'd also got in there some stitch clusters with some stamped fabric. So I've taken them out, put them in my cluster box. And hopefully, there. I'll be able to use this lot up in journals. They sit right next to me, but I don't seem to manage it. Okay, and then what I've got, again, is, I don't know, these I've picked up years and years ago. And I thought I could do some stamping, just a little bit. And I'll use, not vintage photo, I'll use walnut stain. A bit like that. And go through them. Again, I very rarely, these sit next to my desk. I very rarely use them. don't get why not. There we go. A nice, quick, easy little notebook to go in your journal. Now, put that one aside for the moment, and I've got this one here that I need to get on with. With this one, I am going to trim down, as it is a little bit too big for a journal. But it still becomes a good size in the end, just like that. And then I would need to cut some pages, so well, that's already a good page. Get rid of them. Some lined paper. Oops. Yep. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Then that one. This piece. Okay, I don't need all of them. And that one. I've done it again. Too many pieces. I'm going to make this one smaller as it's bigger. And do the same thing again. Just staple it down the edge. Like that, and on there I'm going to put some of my faux some faux vintage tape on there, just to mend that tear there. Not worried that's sticking out too much. And then okay, now washi tape for down the side here. I like the rough edge again, so I'm going to leave that. And then back over this way. You don't have to do this. I do this because I'm not keen on the staples showing. That is entirely up to you, what you want to do. Okay, now decorating the front. And again, I'm going to take some pieces here. It's a bit near in colour, isn't it? As you see, I have these lots of these little strips. That's better. Need to make some clusters. And then I'm going to put one of Roxy's birds on. Oops. Tear this piece off there. What else have we got? Oh, the hooper bird, too small. think I prefer that very big one. On there, like that. And maybe I love junk journals. Ooh, label. There. Actually, I prefer that. Adds a bit of colour to it as well. Oops. Yep. Move that back over there. Okay. I just need to ink and glue these down. Now this has got a white border round. So what I think I'm going to do is, I've got 2 Pro markers here. I seem to have lost my other marker. I can't seem to find it anywhere. So I'm just going to go around the edge and just get rid of any white bits I've got. There, that looks a lot better. And now I'll get on with inking and gluing these down. Okay, so that's done. And I'm now going to put some decoration on here. And I've taken a couple of the number of the, I actually think this one, this little bird here. Again, I'm going to have to go around it, as it's got that sort of white border. So I'm just going to stick this onto here, and then I am going to be sticking some other things as well. Just gives it a small decoration inside. And then again, using, where have I done with it here? This little maybe a slightly bigger one on there. Something like this. It's also a way you're adding interest, but you're using up what you've got as well. And I've just set up for the first time, a computer folder for listing all the different designers and kits that I've got, and the amount I'd forgotten that I'd actually got, which again, you need to start using things up, don't we? I'll put that in the middle. And I have done quite well this year with what I've been using so far. I know we're 5 months in, but I feel quite pleased with myself. Naturalists. And let's use this one down here. And I think we need something down the bottom there. I'm going to go with a green one. There. So these are my little notebooks made out of, again, vintage book pages. Here we go, these 2. That will be able to go in the upcoming bird journal, and this in the floral, which hopefully, well, in fact, this will probably, the floral will be out before you see this. and we did stamping in this one, and then just using up your labels in here. So I am using up my forgotten supplies. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that, and please hit the like button, notification bell, and subscribe if you haven't. It'd be great if you came along with me. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next one. Bye.